We go to France every spring, usually in February, to taste through the new vintages, and also in the cases of wines other than rosé, usually the vintages from the year before that are now finished and about to release. And we taste in Burgundy, and we taste in the Loire, and we taste in the Rhone, and we taste all over France, and sometimes in Champagne, and sometimes in Alsace. And one of the pieces of this, and in a funny way, the most challenging, I would say, is actually picking the rosés for the season. We work with a number of the same producers of rosés every year, but we don't necessarily always work with the same wines. We have a number of producers who we work with who may make 2 or 3 different cuvées. I think probably the place where vintage differences are probably most extreme is really in rosés. In a warm vintage in the south of France, particularly where August and early September are warm, the rosés are big and rich and lush, and if you're looking for bright, crisp, kind of dancey, delicate rosés, it can be a real challenge to find them. In cooler vintages in the south of France, or cooler vintages in the Loire Valley, where we buy some lovely rosés, it can be a challenge for there to be enough fruit to make the wines exciting. They can be a little bit lean. Rosés are fun, and rosés are festive, and rosés are about enjoying when it's sunshiny outside and it's hot, and sharing with friends, and not for deep contemplation. But in a funny way, they're probably the decisions that we make on the rosés are in some ways the hardest and the most challenging, the most gut-wrenching in a silly way. That we make. I mean, there are times when, I'll just be all torn over, which wine should we buy, because, I like this one a little better, but I think the market might respond to this one a little better, and, I wish it were, and we're talking about, buying 50 cases of $10 retail wine, that's going to be drunk over the course of 2 months. And, and I'm sort of racking myself about it. But, we take a lot of pride in the work we do, not just to bring rosés to market, but to bring rosés to market that really reflect the best qualities of any given vintage, the best wines made by our favorite producers, and to buy not only strategically as far as the wines that we think are the best, but to emphasize the wines that we think are best. There are years when we'll buy more of one wine and less of another wine, because we don't want to tell people, no, you can't buy that wine in this year, but we want to show people and highlight and kind of promote the most interesting and exciting wines, of a given vintage, or at least the ones that we feel like are the most interesting and exciting.